Welcome back, everybody.
We're back!
It's been 2 months.
It has been 2 months.
You know?
And I can't take it no more.
You think it's time?
Yes!
All right, it's time to get rid of this stuff. We've been all protected up because of COVID. It's time to get rid of it and get back to the business at hand of the Up North Journal podcast. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show.
Mark Coleman, what's happening? You're right, let's do this.
You know what? I seen his post and said we couldn't keep him out. I thought I blocked him.
Well, obviously he got around it because
He slipped through. Hey, Mark, what's going on tonight, man? Glad you could join us. Just giving you a little bit of the business, man.
Absolutely. You know, it's been a while.
It has been.
It's been
about 2 months.
It has been about 2 months since we took a little break, but we're back. It's a new year, 2021.
It is.
And I tell you what.
But you know what's not new? Still got our Hunter's Blend coffee.
And you know what's not new? And there's nothing better than going over and supporting Hunter's Blend Coffee. They help support us, so you should go over and help support them.
Well, why don't we just start the record up here first? You want to do that?
Let's do that.
And kick the show off and get right to it.
See, I'm out of practice.
I know it. No messing around tonight.
Right.
Okay, here we go. Stand by. 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal, everybody. I'm your host, Mike Adams, our reboot after COVID. In the cabin tonight with none other than Dan DeFall.
That's right. Gentlemen and Dan, as Tim points out to me.
That's right. Mr. Sias.
Thank you very much.
Gentlemen and Danny.
Right, exactly. So, welcome back.
It's good to be back, man.
It is.
Welcome back.
You know what? I'm ecstatic to be back.
You look like it.
I've been sitting there on our old night on Sunday nights at 7 o'clock talking to myself.
Did you answer?
Yes.
First sign of senility.
Right, exactly.
Carrying on a conversation with yourself.
You know, and you know what? I had fights. It just knocked down, drag out fights.
Did you win?
Yes. It was a beautiful thing.
You know what? I haven't missed this one bit.
Yes, you have. Don't lie.
No, it does. It feels good to be back.
It does. It really does. And it feels good to be back, sitting here with you. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Glad to see you're back. Your knees back.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. It's good to be back.
Well, why don't we talk about one of the people who's supported us here
Actually,
for quite
we're
a
going
while.
to talk about a couple people that support us, and you know what? We're drinking it right now.
Absolutely.
So you can always go over to Hunter's Blend Coffee at huntersblendcoffee.com.
Look at that. Man,
It's still there?
I hit the mark
Excellent.
right there.
Look at that. Go over to huntersblendcoffee.com and you can get a 10% off your order when you check out if you use the promo code UNJ, capitalized.
And if you're watching the live stream, you can see me pointing at it right there.
Absolutely.
So make sure you get over there and check that out.
And another wonderful supporter of ours, Buck Bates. If you go over there to their website, buckbates.com, check out everything he's got in his lineup, and he's adding regularly.
What about their new place, man?
Well, stay tuned. We're going to, if you go check out buckbates.com and use the promo code UpNorthJournal, you'll get 20% off your order there as well. But don't forget, folks, you've seen the show we did with Tammy from Deer Camp.
Yeah.
And
I was a little under the weather that night.
yes, you were. So
I was on some medication.
yeah,
I was loopy.
yeah, you were.
Just after my knee surgery.
Right? So I tell you what, we went down to Deer Camp. We talked with Julie. We talked with Tony. They had a great interview. The store, they've actually got more stuff in the store a month later now. I see they're posting. So if you ever get a chance, you're in Sterling Heights, get down to Deer Camp, the store. We'll be down there more often. But yeah, get down there, check it out. It's got a lot of Michigan stuff. Little Michigan-based stuff is in there. A lot of it.
Quick shout out to my cousin in Texas, Lisa, who is watching. So I hope everything's well down that way. I know they get a little bit of snow that way. I don't know if they've got snow recently.
In Texas?
Yeah, well, I think it's like North Texas. She's on
okay.
the southern part.
Gotcha.
Houston, if I'm correct in saying that. So, but Mark Coleman, you boys make my heart happy. Love this show. Thank you, Mark. You make us happy by watching. It's good to have the regulars back in the cabin tonight with us. And
It is. It is
Sitting and chatting,
absolutely. It is
so.
absolutely.
what'd you do?
I'm just fixing that. You know,
Take him anywhere.
well, we couldn't get the camera started. we couldn't get the. Now we can't get this started.
Danny's a little out of practice. I didn't even notice that wasn't on.
I noticed it on the live stream.
Oh, jeez, oh,
All
Beans.
right, pretty funny.
Wow. You guys thought we had new graphics up, didn't you?
That was our main board. That's right.
I'm giving away our trade secrets here.
Ray Steer, welcome back, fellas. Yes, it's good to be back. It is good to be back. It is good to be maskless in the cabin.
Amen to that. You know, and we'll get into a little bit of.
Lisa Sabine, it's rain right now.
No, that is Saban, as in Nick Saban.
It's not spelled the same.
No, but it's my cousin in Texas.
So your cousin in Texas is named Sabin, not Saban.
Saban.
It's a Alabama thing.
Lisa, you want me to hit him? I will.
He does. He shuts my mic off. So hey, no big deal.
Oh, jeez. God,
it's
not too long, man.
It's our first show back in I don't know how long, almost 2 months.
Yeah.
We've got some things to talk about, some things we've dealt with COVID and this and that. And can you believe it even hurt the Wolves?
Yes, it did.
I tell you, it's a shame.
And we'll get into that as well. Where do you want to start tonight?
You know, I just Mike, tell us about your hat.
Ah, the hat. Okay. All right. Let me see.
What's wrong with my hat, Mark Coleman?
If you can see that there. I don't know if you can if I'm holding up right there. This is a new hat out by Mossy Oak Country DNA. That's all we can say about it.
Actually, that's right. Because we are under gag orders to the 25th of January. We can't talk about it. All we can tell you is stay tuned.
We'll talk about it next week.
Right? Stay tuned. It's a new Mossy Oak pattern coming out called the DNA.
That's all we can tell you. Yes, we've seen it.
Yes. We've seen it.
But that's all we can say.
That's right. Definite. Oh.
What
Okay. Am I allowed to block her for giving me
No,
the Roll Tide thing?
no. Hey, oh, that's right. We haven't talked since the championship game either.
Which is fine because like I told you on Facebook, they better win. That's all I got to say.
Did we take Ohio State to the woodshed or what?
I'm glad you guys did because they should have never been there.
All right, let's get to the outdoor stuff. Let's talk about some good
Thank you.
stuff now.
Let's talk about some outdoor stuff. Where do you want to go?
I don't care. Your choice.
You want to talk
tonight.
about the Wolves? You mentioned it on Facebook that there would be a good topic.
Yeah, well, okay, so I shared this story on Facebook to our Up North Journal page
Yes, you did.
about the Wolves on Isle Royal, and it was COVID related. And I posted, what do you think about this story? Would it be a good topic to talk about on the show next week when we come back? And not one person commented on the direction of the question that I asked.
It was kind of funny because I went back to read that to review the post. Go, okay, let's see what's everybody talking about.
Well, pull it up there so we can see. So just read the title of the article that I posted.
I will do that. Just give me a second to get over to Facebook.
But there were several posts, and it just went down about, you know, the wolf study. Was it the moose study? How to get rid of wolves? I mean,
what we need to do to get rid of wolves.
the whole thing took on a whole new meaning and grew legs and took off running.
It did, and it went running in the wrong direction. Not
Yes.
gonna lie, because the whole point was they stopped it
Because of COVID.
because of COVID.
And that was kind of the direction I wanted to go with talking about this. So
Right.
as soon as you call it there and read the title.
But the thing was, in the whole thing was, it's a study that's done in the outdoors.
Okay, it's coming up here. Come on.
Yep.
Your computer's slow. I could have went to Isle Royal and back by now and
I know,
talked to
right?
the wolves.
Well, you probably could have. All right. So the headline from WNEM was Pandemic Interrupts Longtime Isle Royal Wolf Moose Study.
So basically, every year they do a survey on the wolves on the island, checking the population, checking the health, all that kind of stuff. And they do it during the winter because it's easier to see the wolves on the snowpack.
Makes sense.
The foliage is off the trees. They fly planes over, you know. And for those of you who don't know, Isle Royale, for people that may be not from this area and don't realize what it is, it's actually a national park.
Yes, the whole entire island is a national park.
And the thing is huge. And it sits up in Lake Superior.
Off the Keweenaw Peninsula.
Yeah, off the tip of Michigan.
Northwest.
And you can come in from Minnesota. Does Wisconsin have a boat that goes up?
I don't know, to tell you the truth.
I know there's one from Minnesota and there's one that comes in from Michigan, and there may be one from Canada. I don't know. But anyway, it's way up there. And long story short, they canceled the wolf study this year because of COVID. They didn't want to send in researchers. And I thought, that's kind of what got my wheels turning. I'm like, okay, so we're supposed to social distance from people, right? And if you travel, you know, going to somewhere or coming out of somewhere, they want you to stay home.
And quarantine yourself.
In quarantine for 2 weeks, 14 days. Okay, no big deal. So we couldn't do this with scientists. They couldn't quarantine. And if they were staying home like every governor wants us to, then by golly, they should be quarantined. Right? If they're working from home, whatever. I'm just saying, it would be easy for them to spend 2 weeks in quarantine, maybe, and then come out of it when they're done. But even coming out of it, I got to thinking, like, social distance. What better way to social distance is to get on an island in the middle of Lake Superior?
So think about what you just said. You described it. What's up, Jim Stephan? Hey, we can get to shoot them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, stay tuned for that, right? And Billy Hoffman, what's happening, Billy? So they don't use a jetliner to fly over the island to count.
No.
They use a small plane.
Right.
Probably a 2-seater, maybe 4 at the most.
Right.
So you're probably going to have anywhere from 2 to 4. We'll go with 4, but most likely 2 people in the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be doing it for X amount of time.
Right.
But yet you canceled that because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
If you've got a dedicated flight crew, if you've got dedicated scientists, you can make all of this happen relatively easy, I would think. Maybe I'm missing something. The other point of the article, did you read it?
I did not read the article.
The other point of contention was getting supplies to them. Flying supplies, because they fly them in to them.
Okay.
We call either Walmart or Kroger
you can
or
get on my
whatever,
phone right now and
hey,
have something delivered by Amazon tomorrow.
and I'm like, okay, these are the groceries I want. They call you, hey, your order's ready. You drive
You
up.
can go
I'm
pick it
here.
up.
Pick it up. They put it in your car and you drive away.
Or they'll even deliver it now.
So I don't understand what they're talking about, contamination and bringing things. I think for me, I think it was just an easy way to say, hey, we're not going to do it this year. And there's going to be a hole in the data.
You know what?
For 1 year, which is not that big of a deal, really. But
it's just, I hate to say it, it's that common sense thing. And Billy Hoffman has done it for them. He started the study. He says there's wolves. He says there's too many, and now he ends the study. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, when you go, I don't understand it. Why? I know it's all this stuff that's going on, but did you really have to cancel something so remote, having to do that, or was it just easier just to say,
we're not going to do it this year.
yeah,
It's cold. I don't want to go up there.
it's cold, it's this, it's that, it's people.
I don't get it.
It-
I'll get off my soapbox. I'm not really on a soapbox about it. It's just, I think we're pointing too many fingers at COVID, saying this is the reason why we're not doing this.
Okay.
This is the reason we're not doing that. We're not
Okay.
going to do this because of that.
according to Ray Steer here. Well, as long as they had their mask on, they should be fine, right? Because
Yeah. Well,
if we go
at the beginning of the
if we
show.
go over to Walmart or we go over to Home Depot, I'm allowed to go in there and wear a mask.
Yep.
And then I can go walk right next. Actually, we could go in together.
Yep. And what? Okay. I may take a few people off here, but I'm going to go ahead and say it
Well-
because I've heard some hunters say, I mean, we're pretty much all cut from the same cloth, so to speak. But I'm not going to wear a mask because it's my right not to wear a mask, and da 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 da. And I've got somebody in my family who's that way, and we kind of butt heads on it a little bit. But I'm like, what do we wear in the woods when we go in the woods and hunt? And I wear this one for 4 hours. If I'm out all day, I wear it all day.
Right.
You know, I mean, this is what I wear these to work. This is my mask. You know, it's
I'm
a triple layer. You know, scent lock.
When I'm bow hunting, I got my gator on.
Exactly. You know, it's not that big a deal. So why couldn't they do the same thing? But I don't know.
You know the real answer? Mark Coleman's got it.
What's that?
It's a conspiracy that there's aliens have landed on the island and it's a cover-up.
And dressed in fur,
Right?
and run around on 4 legs and eat our moose.
Your cousin, the Saban that's not related to Saban, says COVID needs to go away, enough of it.
You know what? Exactly. That I will agree 100%.
I give my daughter credit this week. The schools here in Fenton went back to in-person.
Our school did too, because I saw the buses this week.
I know, I didn't know what that yellow thing was for a moment. I kind of freaked out, not gonna lie.
Thought it was a yellow submarine.
I thought I had to speed up. But yeah, I give them credit for going back. And actually, we kind of talked about it. I talked to her Tuesday or Wednesday. And from what she was describing, yeah, we're going to have some issues that, unfortunately, we're going to be dealing with our young people and what's happened in the last year.
Yeah.
Because
It's changed them.
it's changed them. They need to get their social values and skills back, because
Absolutely.
Kelly was called mom at least a dozen times,
Right.
and she's like, okay. Or they're so used to it's sad. It really is sad.
They say it takes 30 days to form a habit normally, and we've all been in this condition now for 10 months, almost a year here in Michigan, and it has. I mean, it's changed me.
And where is Jim Stephan at? Wyoming?
Wyoming, yep.
So he says he is so happy where he lives, he couldn't imagine what we've gone through here and had to deal with here in the state.
Absolutely. Out
You're
there,
right.
They're dealing with it a whole different way.
There is nothing better than going to a restaurant when it's 20 degrees out and sitting out in a tent.
Yeah. Well, but one of the people here on staff with us drove to Ohio just to go to a restaurant.
I don't blame her.
To sit in and dine, I mean.
Right. So, you know what? I see other coworkers of mine at my other job traveling down to Ohio. Mm-hmm. They're going down to Ohio, to the bar, to the restaurants, to just to get out of here.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, we're bumping up here on our first break. We're running a little long in the tooth on this first one, so let's step outside. We take our first break, and we'll continue the conversation here when we're right back after this. Okay, for those of you on the live stream, keep commenting.
Absolutely. And Billy Hoffman, so many hunters gave you crap for getting vaccinated. I'd want you vaccinated too.
Yeah, I don't want rabies.
I don't need you to start drooling and frothing at the mouth when you're on the treadmill.
It's an interesting subject. And I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I mean, I've had vaccinations all getting, when I was a kid, getting to school and all that. But I tell you what, let me save this off before I screw this up. And we'll come back and we'll talk about that.
I like his Buffalo Bills helmet that he has for his little picture.
Oh, his little avatar?
Yeah.
All right. Save this one off here.
Mark Coleman, remote anything creates complacency. Yep, but sweatpants sales are up. You are no doubt truthful about that, because I haven't been to work since March 16th of last year.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
And I'm not due back till July.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Stand by. 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back. Second segment of the show. Interesting conversation during the break.
We've learned that sweatpants sales are up.
Yeah. I bought some while I was
right
quarantining here.
We're hoping Billy Hoffman gets vaccinated, because we don't want him giving us rabies.
Oh, vaccinations. That's what we're going to talk about a little bit.
And matter of fact, don't stop there with Billy Hoffman. He was in Ohio last week. Mm-hmm. And now he's flying to Florida tomorrow.
Okay.
Everything's open but us.
Pretty much. I think even Illinois is open.
Right? And speaking of our staffer, Tammy Delk, she did go to Ohio, and she said it was a beautiful thing. All the tables around her at the restaurant were fellow Michigan residents.
I bet. You just tiptoed inside the border.
I bet you their sales are so much up on the border. It's probably
Toledo is booming. You know it is.
right. It's awesome. So you know what, Billy Hoffman, if you're gonna be flying, safe travels.
All righty. Well,
But yeah, vaccination.
Vaccination. That's something that came up at my work today, actually. And there was discussion on different aspects of it. And I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any stretch of the imagination. Like I said in the break, I've had all my shots when I was a kid to get in school and all that, and I understand that, and I believe in that stuff. But I don't take a flu shot. Had never had one, and I'm gonna wait for a while before I think about having this vaccination, just because I want to let it kind of sift out and shake out. But there was a little bit of concern talking and things at work that it may be coming down the pipe that they may require it to be able to work.
There's talk of that. Absolutely. There's been different things being said, from needing to carry a vaccination card.
Yep.
To
be able to fly like Billy.
Right.
Go to a stadium. Go to a concert.
Right.
What would you guys do if you had to have a vaccination card or your vaccination to be able to buy a hunting license?
Oh, there you go. Your cousin, the Saban that's not a Saban, there are still things are still 50% capacity here in Texas. No bars are open unless they serve food.
Okay.
Well, we had that here for a while, where our bars could open up if they served food.
Okay.
So you had to go in and buy food to get a drink. So,
okay.
Other than that, so Texas is 50%. We're locked down. Billy's going to Florida. Was in Ohio last week. We got Michigan people. What would be interesting if you went to go buy a license and they said, "Excuse me, Mr. Adams, we need to see your vaccination card."
Yeah.
And when you get your license, they give you a mask.
Yeah.
Free of charge.
Oh, I'd take the mask if it was in camo. Mossy oak.
Oh, no, it's going to be a nice, bright white one that you get at the, or blue.
No, not for hunting. They wouldn't do that. They couldn't do that. That'd be stupid. But camo maybe, or hunter's orange. Oh wait, we're talking about our DNR.
Thank you. What are you doing? You knew that would happen.
Right. Oh man,
that's funny. But yeah, so what if for hunting, you're going to be outdoors going to hunting, but you needed to have a vaccination card?
Yeah, well, I guess you'd have to have one.
Because what if deer get COVID?
A gorilla got COVID.
Yes, that's why.
So it has jumped species, so to speak.
So are they then saying you need a totally out there, folks? You need a vaccination to protect yourself from the deer.
Yeah.
Because if you nick yourself, or the deer has COVID.
Don't give them any ideas, dude. We've already got tuberculosis and CWD up here. Yeah, I already went to there.
We don't have, no, we don't.
It
have
only took 2 seconds for me to get into that.
We do not have that in this state. All we have is COVID.
You know how interesting it was this year not to hear about CWD in the news? All we heard was talking about COVID. Isn't it amazing how the news cycle controls what we hear, from day to day on a daily basis, and what was important last year in the outdoors is no longer relevant.
Right. Mark Coleman says, to each their own, but for me, I guess I will be dodging the CO.
Right. You know what's interesting too is with all this going on is how people travel out of state. They'll go to destinations to fish, to hunt, outdoor excursions.
Right.
And now it's come down to the fact we're traveling to go eat.
Right, exactly. And Billy Hoffman in March is going to go to Vegas. He's got jokes and he's going to go travel.
Speaking of Vegas, SHOT Show canceled.
Okay, so if you haven't been paying attention here in Michigan, you've noticed just about every show has been pushed off till March. Mm-hmm. The ultimate sports shows have all been pushed off to a weekend in March, with the exception of the last weekend in February, which is the Outdoor Rama.
Well, the big three were all canceled. SHOT Show, ATA, and ICAST.
Yep.
Gone.
Those are all canceled. Harrisburg was canceled.
Harrisburg.
Everything's been canceled or pushed back. I just saw the notice yesterday that the Hunt and Time Expo here in Birch Run, canceled, moved to next year.
That doesn't surprise me. That's a small show.
It is a small show, but it's still it's something that drew people to Birch Run.
Can you imagine right now if you had a small show and you were able to hold it, and how packed it would be? I mean, think about it. Right after they lift all these restrictions and the first shows of whatever, if it's a concert, a ball game, an outdoor fishing or hunting show, whatever it is good. The place is going to be packed.
Right? You're right, Tammy. COVID cured everything. The sports show up in Gaylord is, I'm hearing, being canceled. But imagine, and we don't know when, imagine whether it be an outdoor sporting event or a concert, like you said, and the rumor is they're going to allow it, but they're only going to allow X amount of capacity.
Yeah, so you got everybody outside standing in line, nose to butt, waiting to get in, for somebody to come out. That's what cracks me up.
Tim Sias, NWTF.
Canceled or pushed back?
Jim Steffen, but everyone could go vote. Oh, too soon. Right?
I'm wearing black. I'm like Johnny Cash right now.
Right,
man.
exactly.
You can read between the lines.
You're right, Mark Coleman. As a new inventor, no shows killed his ability to showcase his inventions for the hunting industry. And matter of fact, I had this discussion with Buck Bates. Matter of fact, it was about the ATA. Tam and I when we were down there, had this discussion with him about the ATA show. And not so much him because he has been there for a few years, but Inventors Row, Innovation Row, and everything.
What we call the gauntlet.
Yeah, we call it the gauntlet.
We'll have that discussion on next week's show.
Right. It was. I give him credit. It gave you 4 or 5 days, however long you were at the show, to get your product in front of people, or somebody maybe gets eyes on it that you hope that, in this case, Mark Coleman, whatever he was. Ta-da!
Or if you happen to be carrying a camera down through the gauntlet and they happen to accost you and drag you to their booth, so you'll actually videotape something and put it on your show for them.
Yes. NWTF is canceled.
I've never had so many hands on me in my life.
Right. You're not kidding there. If you ever want some fun, just take a camera and go down Innovation Row
and see how far you get before you get stopped.
Right. It is. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty funny. Now it is.
Yeah.
First time, it's kind of scary, but yeah, it's just something such as that. Mark Coleman, I know Randy Stappenhagen for Better the Hunt. He typically would drive to the ATA.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he saved the money probably, but
Yeah.
was he? I don't know. We'll have to have him on the show. Kind of talk. We'll talk business, and we'll talk to see how his business is doing.
Yeah.
Because that's the question we're going to ask a lot of these people come about July, August.
Yeah. Well, we got people that are doing things coming up with turkey season. I mean, you talked with the gentleman from JPO Outdoors.
Yep.
Paul that makes calls, game calls.
He makes the game calls.
Yeah,
he makes the coyote calls. He makes the grunt tubes. He makes mouse calls. And it's just he is a big show goer. We see him at all the shows. Jim Steffen, in Wyoming, it's normal life. Everything's open. They requested you wear a mask, just letting you know. They requested, but not mandatory.
Right.
So, something like that. There are some people, sounds like Mark, Paul, with JPO, that kind of depended on January, February, and March of shows to get them through the winter months, to get them down the road.
Well, Tim Sias from Lynn Walker Game Calls. He's on right now. Tim, chime in here real quick. You make our calls for us here for turkey season. I got the one here, the double-sided one, and actually the per plate. A little plug for Tim here. But have you seen an uptick in your sales via, obviously internet? I mean, because I think that's where you do most of your transactions, I would assume. I don't know if you have a booth at a show per se or not there in your hometown, but how has it been for you, up or down, as far as sales go? So, yeah, it's just COVID has just messed up so much stuff. You know, you think it back in August when we were supposed to be down on Lake St. Clair with Yamaha for the Bass Master Elite Series.
Yep.
And because of COVID, we couldn't go.
Yeah, we couldn't go. Billy Hoffman, established outdoor companies are up without the cost of the show season. Absolutely. We talked about that, matter of fact, with Buck Bates, well, hold on. The big companies and the big booths didn't have to spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars to send their equipment, their people, out of the office for a week and a half, or however long.
Right. Well, PSC, look how many people they send. They send the big trailer and the rig to ATA.
Yep, and they saved all that money. But now, Mark Coleman, on the other hand, 40 minutes from Indy, so he would have been at the ATA, and he's got $3,500 invested in a patent, but now he waits.
Okay. What do you do?
The bigger brands, Billy Hoffman, you're right. Everybody we talked to about their 2020 numbers are off the charts, literally. They're backed up.
Well, and the other thing that we've alluded to and talked about a couple times before we took our little sequester or quarantine here with the show was going into... I just lost my train of thought. That's what happens when a pop-up is on your screen.
We were going into Christmas or Thanksgiving.
I forget now. I totally lost my train of thought. I had a pop-up.
I know. When we were talking there at the end of with some companies, just talking in general about how's your workload, how's this. Everybody was backed up to the point that they don't know if they were going to make their delivery dates on. Right. And they were cranking. Right. They were cranking as fast as they could go.
They were pouring stuff out. Yeah. Oh, I know what it was. The fact that when COVID hit and people were staying home, working from home, or getting laid off, they had more free time. So what did they do? They went out in the outdoors. People took up kayak and hiking.
You could not find a kayak last time.
And you know what you couldn't find this year right now is snowshoes. That's something that I've taken up.
Okay, and
snowshoes.
You can't find them.
Can't find them anywhere.
Tim Sias, here's the answer to your question. Actually, with the holiday situations and with the first of the year, it's a little bit better than it was last year.
Okay.
So he's ticking up. Just like JPO said, his online sales have ticked up.
Yeah.
Which is kind of saving the show season.
Well, people have got more time to spend outside, so they're buying more outdoor gear. And that was also reflected in hunting license across the nation this year.
Absolutely.
So I knew I'd catch that thought again.
There you go. But yeah, it's and it'd be interesting to see what the how the parks did last year for money in sales.
Hold that thought.
Okay, I will.
Let's take a step outside. We take our next break. We come back. I want to pick up on that tangent that you just brought up. So we'll be right back after this.
All right, folks, keep them coming.
Good conversation.
Absolutely.
We're chasing a bunch of rabbits tonight.
We are, because we're getting back into the swing of things. We got to redo your desk. It's a little messy.
It is. Well, the cabin's not. I cleaned the cabin.
I know that. Well,
this is clean, dude.
I know it is. I can actually see the other wall.
Right. Well, the cabin's going to be changing here.
Yeah, that'll be news to come later on.
So we'll drop that on you when it happens.
Yep.
You know what else? It's taken me a while just to refamiliarize myself where everything's at in the computer here, man. This is. It's a little bit of a struggle getting everything going tonight, to tell you the truth.
Right.
Old habits are forgotten quickly.
Amen to that.
Okay, here we go. Stand by in 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back. Third segment of the show. Still talking about what's been going on the last year, 6 months, whatever.
Right.
You mentioned about the parks.
Yes.
You did a lot of walking in the park. I've been going to a lot of county parks, state parks here in the last 4 months.
Okay.
Spending time outside, and whether it be hiking, snowshoeing, walking, riding bikes, whatever. That's the way I've been trying to get into the outdoors. Here this last 4 or 5 months, and every time I go somewhere, there's a ton of people. I mean, a ton of people out in the parks, which is, I guess, that's a good thing. People getting outside and enjoying it.
It's a great thing.
But when you want a little peace and solitude.
Ain't gonna happen.
It's, and I tell you what, the first time we went to the park here this summer, and it was the next big shutdown. Remember, we had the shutdown, and then as it got warmer, they opened things back up,
Yep.
and everybody kind of went nuts. And then it took, a month or two, and they started shutting stuff down again.
Right.
We were in the park, and coming up, I was on a hiking trail, and come around the corner, and here comes like 4 people at us, and they're all wearing masks. And I'm not wearing. I didn't have a mask on at that time. I carry one with me all the time now because that's what we have to do here in Michigan. But we're outdoors, and they all just
Looked at you like you were an alien.
I mean, the eyes were huge. Like, you're not wearing a mask.
I literally had somebody walking.
I'm outside.
Literally had somebody walking at me outside over at the park, and she went on the other side of the road with her mask on to go around me.
That's okay.
It was like,
Yeah.
oh, well, okay, whatever you're gonna do, that's fine.
Whatever makes you feel safe.
Jim Steffen, fitness companies have to be making a killing as well. Yes and no. Home fitness, yes.
Yes.
The gyms here in Michigan
Not so much.
got closed down.
Well, interesting point on that, and I've talked about it on the show. When we shut down here in Michigan, that was what, March 16th?
March 16th.
The 17th, that morning, I started going to the stores before work trying to find workout equipment. And then I had to go again after work. And I got all my dumbbells, and then I got my weight bench, but I could not find a barbell
Right.
set. And it took 2 days to find one before I could get my hands on one. Every place was cleaned out.
Yeah,
I mean, cleaned out. And now you look online, the price of workout equipment is through the roof.
Oh, anything that is in demand is through the roof.
Yeah. Actually, I got a good deal on my snowshoes.
So it is. But right now in Michigan, we've got a situation where they're limiting the amount of people. So I actually had to wait to go into the gym.
Oh, so it's starting to ramp up.
Yeah. And it was at 2:00 in the afternoon.
I almost thought about getting my membership reinstated. I suspended my membership at Planet Fitness it was towards the end of November because I was going to have my knee surgery, and I was like, I'm going to be laid up. And I didn't know what to expect with my knee surgery. So, you want to go that route now?
Or we can just. Mark Coleman brings up about the new products for hunters, the double barrel crossbow, which I haven't seen.
I've not seen that.
Full see-through deer blinds. Actually, that's actually been around for a couple years. Primos came out with it in 2018.
Yeah.
We did a live thing from ATA.
Yeah.
Crossbows reaching 500 feet per second.
Yep, I heard about that.
Yeah, you know what? You still got to hit what you're shooting at.
Yep.
It can go 1,000. It can be a gun. You still got to practice what you're shooting at.
I've seen a lot of people that have a gun and they still can't shoot 50 yards and hit a deer.
Right. I get it. It's like it just misses the target faster.
Yeah.
That's all it does. And I've had this discussion, and it's like, well, you got to have a fast bow. Well, can you hit what you're shooting at?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So. Yep, Jim. Home fitness. Yep, you're right. Like Mike said, home fitness is making a killing.
Well, and that's the thing, Danny and I, we've been on this for over 2 years now. Hats off, man. How many pounds?
I was down 40, almost 50.
Almost 50. I hit 75 pounds lost. I'm bouncing between 65 and 70 now. I've gained 5
Yeah,
10 pounds back.
I've got to a point where I've kind of am in a zone. I'm okay.
Well,
I'm below what
Jim and I talked about this the other night. We were texting back and forth from Jim from Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it's like all of a sudden you gain 5 pounds and you feel like you feel like it's a train wreck now because like, oh, I worked so hard to get to here. Now I'm gaining. But I've had a reason why I've kind of plateaued, and I'm not trying to lose any weight now. And actually, I'm not really doing much of anything. I got to get back on a workout regime. I'm playing with it just a little bit, enough to say that I'm doing it.
Well, that's it, right? Like I haven't been really working out a lot because I've been painting.
Right.
It's like, okay, so I've been going up and down ladders, which is a joy. But you're right. You gain that little bit of weight, and you're like, oh my gosh. But
Yeah.
when you look at it in the whole, we're still on the bottom of that.
Yeah. I don't want to go back above 200
No,
pounds.
no.
That's
Let's not go
I
back
want to
there.
stay below that. Between 190 and 200, I'm fine.
That's right.
But you know, that's been the big thing now is after my knee surgery was like, okay, you know, when do I start working out? What do I do? How do I get back into it without hurting myself? 'Cause that's the last thing I want to do is hurt myself. And that's been the big push. But you know, if you guys, I'm gonna warn you right now. I got some pictures here from my surgery. If you guys want to see them, if not, turn away. The first couple aren't bad. Actually, they're not real bad, but
you always got to give that warning because somebody might think they're disgusting.
yeah. So that was day one. I was laid up. I had my knee all wrapped up about the size of a football. It was not feeling too good, and then I had to keep it iced. I think I had ice on my knee off and on for like 4 days.
Okay, is that how? Yeah.
Yeah.
On, off, on, off.
Yeah,
on, off.
yeah. You know what? And it made a huge difference. I personally think because once I came off the pain meds, probably the middle of the third day, I was like, I'm done with them. I don't like narcotics at all, and it wasn't that bad. So I was
Good.
tolerating the pain. It's like, you know what? But I think follow the doctor's orders because you know. And the other thing was, you got to get up every hour and walk. You know, you got to move. You don't let it stiffen up on you.
They had you up and around right after the surgery, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It was get up and move. Now.
Same thing with Tim. He had his back surgery just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and okay, so here we start getting into a little bit of squeamish. Here comes the staples. So this was the first day that 2 days after I unwrapped it. 17 staples in the leg.
I could have done that. I could have stapled
Yeah,
that.
that's where I had a huge cyst cut out of my leg on the side of my knee. And actually, it's a good thing that I had this surgery done because once they went in, it had started growing around the back side of my knee.
Did it really?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was getting bigger.
Yeah,
but I didn't realize it was actually growing around my knee.
Ooh.
So yeah, it could have caused some damage. But
Absolutely.
long story short, they got that out, and then I had the surgery to fix the micro tears in the front underneath my the meniscus. So they cleaned that up. And where the bandages, you can see the little holes there where they punctured that and cleaned the arthritis out of that. So
Okay, gotcha.
actually, here's probably a better shot of it. You can see where the 2 holes are there, along with the nice little drawings that the doctor did. He's not a very good artist. But this here was, probably 2 weeks ago. This
Okay.
picture was taken, so healing up nice. I'm on my feet again. I'm up and around. Matter of fact,
Staples are out. Everything's out.
Yep,
Looks
everything's good. So it's doing so well that, I told you I took up snowshoeing.
Yep. You're out there snowshoeing away.
That is Lake Huron. We're in Bay City State Park. Actually, that's probably Saginaw Bay that leads out into Lake Huron. So,
Right.
but
Jim Steffen, it's also what you eat and drink, but fitness is a whole new show. That's right.
absolutely, and we've talked we talk more about fitness than we have food. So, getting back to that, staying physically fit for the outdoors, doing the extreme hunting that some people do. Jim knows very well, living in Wyoming, and some of the stuff he does is extreme compared to what we do here.
Right.
We've not really talked about fueling our bodies and what we put in. I don't drink pop anymore. Coffee, black, that's what I drink, and I'll drink milk with my cereal. It's usually 1% or 2% milk, low-fat milk, and water. A lot of water.
Well, it basically for me, I'm just watching carbs, right?
Right.
I don't. Yeah, I'll have a piece of pizza. I do as a treat,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
don't sit there and have it every day.
Right.
Or if I have a sandwich, it's just the guts of the sandwich without the bread.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Coleman says, "Have you paid for that knee yet?" That's probably about a $10,000 knee we were just looking at.
Cost me over $2,000 up front just to get in the door.
Right.
Insurance, thank goodness. I've got decent insurance, so I know I've got one more bill coming for probably $600.
Does it go on this year or last year?
It's last year. Yeah. It just hasn't arrived yet, but I know
Right.
it's coming.
And Jim Steffen wants to know what kind of shoes those are. Not on your feet. In the picture. They're snowshoes.
I can't remember the name of them. I don't have them here right now.
Okay.
They're at another location.
Right, exactly. But where did you get them?
I got them at Dunham's, and
Okay.
actually they were like 20 or 25% off, and It was the last pair that was sized for me.
Really?
I think they're 25-inch snowshoes. You know, they're aluminum tube frames. Got the flex binding in it, so you know, easy strap on, easy take off. So I think they were like.
Were they Tubs by chance?
No.
Are they Yukon Charlies?
No.
Okay.
I want to say Frontier, maybe. I can't remember. Extremes.
Okay.
I can't remember. Oh, you got the website up. Right there.
Expedition?
That's them. Expeditions. They're Expeditions, Jim.
Expedition. There you go.
Yeah. So.
But text me later. Well, we got it. Expedition.
Okay. You using them this weekend?
Right, there you go. Actually, cousins of mine were up north in the UP this past week, and they did, well, besides going to visit a lot of the falls, I saw that they posted pictures of them doing dog sledding.
Okay.
So, getting outdoors.
You got to, man. It's, you know, Michigan's got a lot to offer. Every state's got a lot to offer.
Absolutely.
No matter where you're at, find something that you like to do and just do it. I mean, I've been snowshoeing before, but it came to a point where I knew I needed to get outside, and I needed to start rehabbing the knee, and that wasn't the first thing I did. I've got an exercise bike, and I got on that, and I was using that for rehab because my doctor, he knew how active I was, and we talked a lot before the surgery and after, both, about what I was going to do, how I was going to be able to react to different things. It doesn't want me running anymore, which really stinks because I didn't.
Okay,
really,
so
I got into that. I didn't enjoy it, but I got into it.
He doesn't want you running, but can you? So my question would be then, because it's the pounding on the knees.
Yep.
So you could do elliptical.
I've got elliptical here that I give my daughter a couple years back. I got it back for rehab. The one sitting in the living room. Yeah, that one. It kills my legs. It hurts. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt the knee. I know it's tearing the muscle. It's building muscle, but man, it kills.
It's reshaping you.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
It kills.
Mark Coleman's got a Dunham's in his little town of Crawfordsville, Indiana.
Crawfordsville, north or south of Indy?
There you go.
Just wondering.
But yeah, so you know, so your doctor said no more running.
Doesn't want me running. I think I could probably get away with some brisk jogging on a treadmill because it got that bounce to it.
I was going to ask you, as long as you got like if you're out on the pavement, I can understand that.
Yeah.
But if you got like a cushiony, whether it be the treadmill or the elliptical, is not.
Yeah. He said elliptical would be fine.
I can't stand running because I am definitely afraid of blowing out my knees.
Well, the bike. He said bicycle's completely fine.
Go.
So that's why I got on a stationary bike. I've been doing that on a pretty consistent basis on the weekends, in the evenings, and been combining that. Been lifting a little bit of weight with dumbbells and barbell. I've not done any weight training yet on the knees, just because I haven't got back in the gym. I don't have a setup here to do it here at home. So,
well, I'll just lay on your back, and you just put your feet up in the air, and I'll just lay on top of your feet.
Yeah.
You can do a bench press or leg press.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. I don't think so.
I'm trying to help you out, man.
Yeah, you're trying to break me. But, the snowshoeing, it was perfectly fine.
Excellent.
That felt really good. Didn't have any issues. I went hiking last week, hiked 4 miles at a park here in mid-Michigan, at a county park. Had a great time doing that. Had to watch the uphill and downhill, because the snowpack, I didn't want to slip and fall.
Oh, yeah. So. Especially if you get that little bit of ice down the hill.
Yep. So, but other than that, responded great. The knees responded really good. Actually, it feels better than the other one. So,
northwest of Indy by 30 minutes. He's due south of Purdue University.
Okay. I hunted just south of there.
And Tim Cius wants you to know, knee surgeries for kids.
For kids?
Yeah.
Oh, compared to his back surgery, I bet.
That's right. That's exactly what he did.
I tell you what, let's get our last break out of the way, and we'll come back and we'll wrap things up. So we're going to step outside, take our last break, and we'll be right back after this. Okay, boys and girls, last segment of our first show back. First show of 2021.
I tell you what, Jim Steffen, I would love to get out there and help you pack out my elk.
Help you pack up my out. I like the way you said that.
Right? Exactly. Billy Hoffman. Now that's a visual. Isn't it though, Billy? It's all about visual.
No, Billy, you don't want visuals from Danny. There's some things that are just better left unsaid. Don't do it. Don't even go there, dude.
Billy, that's a good one. Danny's saying, I'm flying on Mike's legs.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's fly right back into this segment.
All right, let's go.
Welcome back. Last segment of the show. It's been almost an hour.
It has been, and it's been fun. It's fun. It's good to be back.
What have you been doing?
Painting.
What have you been doing outside? Since
Not a lot.
Really?
I have not been out a lot. I've been more inside, doing inside things to the house, getting it painted, taking care of some things that I needed to have done. It's been a long 17 months.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Not 17 months, but I'm taking care of things too.
Right?
Trying to.
And what's next for outdoor adventures? Shed hunting, turkey season, more mushroom hunting. Morel, not more.
Yeah.
Getting outside, I've been running the dogs out back in the woods, but nothing really major for the outdoors. I've been down to deer camp a couple times,
Okay.
checking out them.
There's no ice. Can't do any ice fishing.
So as far as the ice is, somebody posted their live.
Adam Wynn,
Adam Wynn posted live on the ice, and I was like,
Livingston County, which is south of here.
right? And I was looking at it, going, after today, it might not be too good.
Yeah. Well, we had some weather in the last week. We've had a couple days. Today was like what, 40?
Today was 40.
It was like 44, 45 last week. One day.
Right?
It's just that there's
No consistency.
There's no safe ice. The river's Saginaw River. I can look at it at work on the sky
It's probably
cam.
flowing like a.
It's open.
Probably got boats in there.
Actually, there was something on the water. I don't know that it was a boat, but there was
Okay.
something on the water a couple weeks ago.
But actually, after today, and I didn't look at the weather because we had a lot of snow melt off. But actually, it would be a good time to get out there and do some shed hunting, and get ready. You can always start getting ready for turkey season with mouth calls driving to work,
Tammy,
right?
right?
Let's go shoot spots together inside where I can get back from Florida. Absolutely, Billy Hoffman. Let me know.
Actually, league starts the 7th of February.
The 7th.
Yeah. So our indoor league's going to start back up. So
Tammy Delk is still practicing my turkey mouth call and looking for anything to do all outside. Absolutely. Jim Steffen has no snow, but he's got 12 to 15 inches of ice.
there you go. You don't have to have snow to have ice.
Right. I gave Tammy a messenger phone call turkey call lesson.
Okay.
She got a JPO mouth call
Okay.
from deer camp, and we got on Facebook Live or whatever it is, Messenger, and
Chuck.
yep, she did it, so she's off and running. We'll have to check in with her to see how she's doing.
There you go.
But yeah, you've been outdoors a lot. I've been indoors because I'm taking care of the house, updating it, working indoors is kind of where I've been at. My head's been at getting things taken care of.
When's the last time you shot the bow?
Yes,
4 deer
months.
season? Yeah. Yeah. At
What
least
was
you
the
went deer hunting. I didn't even get to go deer hunting.
It
this
was
year.
last October. It was last October that I actually got to shot the bow.
Yeah, I did not get to do any hunting this year. Period.
Right, exactly. So we're gonna change that. February 7th, we're gonna start shooting our bows at league. So
Looking forward to that.
absolutely, I can't wait. It'll be fun. It'll be good to get back out shooting the bows. We don't have our usual videos from ATA, so stay tuned. We're gonna get PSC on. We're gonna get all our
February they're coming on, right?
Yeah, we're talking February right now. I got to find out what his schedule is. Everything that our typical procedure happens after ATA has just been thrown in the trash, and now
It's a dumpster fire.
it is a dumpster fire, no doubt about it. So,
Well, we're talking with somebody who went on a Michigan elk hunt, and we're gonna hopefully get in contact with him and get him on the
Yep.
show. And his guide, who happens to be one of the people that works with Buck Bates, we've had her on before,
Jennifer Drake.
from Drake's Outfitting. We're
Yep.
going to get her on the show, hopefully, and talk about that hunt as well. Jim Steffen from Wyoming, he was wanting to come on. We're going to make sure we get our connection set up properly to where he can come on and talk about what he's been doing. Actually, Jim used to run with us here at Up North Journal back in the day.
Back in the day,
And
way
then
back.
And then he moved out to Wyoming, so.
Anything new in the archery world that you're excited about? Again,
I've not stayed up
okay,
on stuff.
so the new PSE came out, the Evo Evil. I really like to shoot it. I know it's going to be lights out. Now, granted, yes, we do work with PSE, but their evolved cam system that they have on every bow,
Lights out.
like last year we shot NXTs. I can't
Wow.
imagine what this bow is going to be like.
Right.
So, I will, like I said, we'll get in touch. We'll have them on the show.
We got to get a hold of Derek Vaughn over at
We got to go
Sunrise.
see how Sunrise is doing. Get him on the show. He had a killer hunting season.
Yeah, he did. That guy was smoking some bucks, man.
And I think his wife actually got one too, and he had a really good season. But yeah, we're gonna get everybody on. We're gonna bring you to them live here on Thursday nights. Right now it's at 7:30. We might bump that to 7.
Once they switch my work schedule.
Right. So if you guys have any comments about what we're doing on Thursday night, hopefully you're enjoying it now on Thursday nights.
Yeah, let us know. Is Thursday seem to work better for you versus Sunday nights? One of the reasons is typically here in Michigan, Thursday nights is outdoor night.
It's kind of funny you brought that up because it kind of takes me back to the Fred Trost days of it's Thursday night. Welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. Yep. And on to Jimmy and Randy and all the Michigan shows that end up on Thursday nights.
Right.
So we're joining them.
That's right. Thursday nights seem to be the outdoor night. Thursday nights for traffic for us on Facebook is a lot better. So we're hoping to grab that audience as well. And not only that, it frees Danny and I up, so we don't have to come home early on Sunday from wherever we're at out doing something. That way we can get out and do what we like to do.
Or I'll be calling you from the road if I'm heading up north on Thursdays.
Yeah, exactly. So,
So, Tammy, yes, Mark Coleman, you boys are killing it. Thanks for coming back. Feels good. You have no idea, Mark Coleman.
Yeah, this to me is very therapeutic.
It's very therapeutic.
Get back in the cabin, get back to doing what we love to do. One last thing before we got a few minutes here before we wrap up. Good Christmas.
Jim Steffen says, "I'll help pack out your elk, but keep up." Dude, if
He will stomp you, dude.
I don't care if I got an elk in my. I had a great Christmas.
I've seen him and I were talking workout stuff back before I had my knee surgery.
I don't care if
There's no way neither one of us could keep
I
up
don't
with him.
care if I got an elk. It's not the point. I'll let you run up and down mountains past me if I got an elk.
That's not the point. He wants you to make sure you keep up and help him pack it out.
Well, is what it is.
All right.
So,
Good Christmas.
absolutely. Had a fantastic Christmas. The girls were over. We had dinner. It was awesome.
That's good.
You?
Hung out with the kids. Was at my daughter's house, their new house, for their first Christmas in the house. And yeah, we had a good time.
Excellent.
Really
Excellent.
good time.
Jump back to Thanksgiving real quick. My daughter bought a house, and we had Thanksgiving there for her first Thanksgiving at her new house.
Okay, so along those lines, thinking back a little bit, I had Thanksgiving here with the kids, and then we moved Christmas over to my daughter's place. That was the first time we haven't had haven't had Christmas here at home, and I don't know when.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's been 20
Plus years.
6 years, yeah. So, with that being said, did it feel different? Did it feel good? Was it awkward moving and having a big feast and celebration at your daughter's house versus at your house?
Okay, so it was relaxing.
Yep. Okay, that's kind of what it was for us. Yeah.
It was very relaxing.
Yeah.
Because you and I have both been through the same washing machine.
Hell.
And back. And
twice.
Yes. It was relaxing.
Yeah.
Christmas was relaxing. Even though I had it at my house, we had it was awesome. We had a good time.
Okay. Good. New Year's?
Quiet, peaceful, celebrated with the kids. They left just after midnight, and
I set up and watched the countdown, and as soon as it was done, I went to bed. I had to work the next morning. I had to be in, I think, at 9 a.m. the next morning. But see, I don't sit up late anymore. I go to bed early. I don't know. My whole routine is just kind of like flipped. I mean,
right? Well, yes.
So I don't get up as early as you do.
No, you don't. 5:30 is pretty early. Sorry. But I got to make a comment about this because I just about laughed my butt off watching Times Square.
Yeah, there was nobody there.
Right?
That was different. So
yes, passing the torch kids are awesome. You are no doubt about it. And Jim Steffen, you're laughing. Dude, like I said, if I got an elk,
it doesn't matter, right?
it doesn't matter. I got a spot on my wall for that thing.
Okay. He does. He just painted it.
It will be painted this weekend, actually. This weekend is the great room I'm painting. So, actually, yeah, it was a good holidays, and
that's good. I want to push through, get through winter. You know, obviously, we're probably not going to get to ice fish this year because there's not going to be any ice. It's questionable if we're going to get to go to any outdoor shows.
I tell you what, if they start like they're supposed to.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
And I'm hoping because Tim Andrews is supposed to come in from New York to do Outdoorama.
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting to see capacity-wise how those shows handle crowds and what they do. So, you know, that's all yet to be seen. And we'll see what happens.
And we will get Lincoln Roan on here because you guys, it's January, but you can start thinking about your food plots.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's coming. Turkey season's coming. We're going to get Tim on. Talk about some calls, you know, and then we're going to be into fishing season, and hopefully we get some more people from Yamaha.
Absolutely,
talk about
we'll
fishing.
Talk with them. We'll talk with. Yeah, we're going to get back into this, and
we're going to roll. What's the biggest thing you're looking forward to this year?
Normal. Okay,
what does that mean?
Normal for me is actually just being able to get out. Normally, but actually I can't wait a spring morning sitting out in the turkey woods. That's years ago when you taught me and took me my first time. I thought that was cool, and ever since then
you've been hooked.
Literally have been hooked. But spring turkey season is thebomb.com.
That's probably what I'm really looking forward to right now, coming up. I mean, once we get out of the snowpack, that's going to be the first thing, big thing I think I'm looking forward to is getting out and doing some turkey hunting.
Whether if you're hearing birds, it's even better.
Yep.
But that spring morning, it might be cool. It might be. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I got a question for you from Jim Steffen because I think I might know the answer to this. But he says he knows a taxidermist that Mike knows. Is it it's not, what's his name?
No, I'm trying to think.
Okay.
I don't think so. No, because he doesn't even do taxidermy anymore. I'm trying to think of who he's talking about.
So anyways, yes, a spring turkey morning where it warms up, it gets nice, and let's get out in the woods.
What's the name on him, Jim? Refresh my memory. Let me know who you're talking about.
And Tammy reminds us, you're listening to us live on Thursday nights, but Tim Sias of Limwalkers has got his live show on Friday nights.
Tomorrow night, 7 or 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock tomorrow night, I think.
That's right.
And we got to go check him out. He is having people on there. He's interviewing people.
Who you got on this week, Tim?
Great knowledge.
Put it in the notes there, or the comments, so we can give you a shout out.
Right,
On that before we
great
go.
knowledge over there, and he does a fantastic job talking about game calls.
So, but that's about all we got this week. Don't forget, go over to social media, other social media sites. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. Get over to those places and give us a like, follow, share, all that. Share the show for us if you would. If you're listening to us on the podcast on iTunes, don't forget to stop in and give us a review over there. That helps us out and helps out the people who support us.
Absolutely. Jim Steffen says he is the taxidermist.
You do taxidermy work? Oh, wait a minute. Yes, wow. God, it's been so long. I completely forgot. He was doing taxidermy work before he moved out there. I completely forgot that.
This Friday night, 7 o'clock, Limb Walkers. He's going to have Dylan Bearden from Hank's Game Calls.
Okay, there you go.
So one game caller talking to another game caller. It's going to be a caller of a show.
Okay, good deal. 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, it says.
Okay, I thought they were on at 8, but 7 o'clock. Good deal. So everybody, make sure you go over to Tim's page, Limb Walker Game Calls, on Facebook. Check out his live show as well. Same type format here. He has a person on. They're talking back and forth. You can chime in the comments as well. So we want to support his show because he supports ours, and he's just a good all-around cool dude. So
Yes, he is.
all right. So
We all set?
I
for
think
this
so.
week?
Yep. So for those of you on the podcast, that'll do it for us this week. Next week, we don't have anything.
We don't have anything planned yet. We're trying to nail some down an interview for next week. We'll see what we can do.
But we'll be back. We'll talk about something. We want to keep this train rolling out. We got it moving. So
That's right.
all right. So for those of you on the podcast, that'll do it for us this week. We'll see y'all next week. All righty, everybody.
Those of you on the live feed,
We'll sit here for a few minutes.
Yeah, if you got anything to throw at us, Linda and Ed Thornhill, great show.
Thanks.
Mark Coleman, I'm ready to get back to being able to wear I want when I want with no restrictions or not feeling guilty about it.
Yeah, I understand that. It's kind of the mindset that I got on it, and it's, at first, didn't want to wear a mask, didn't want anything to do with it. At work, we got mandated. But
at my work, we got mandated.
We got a person that works with us that has a few health issues, and it's like, I just out of respect for other people,
It's respectful.
I just put it on, because it's like I wear these in the woods, whether I'm turkey hunting or deer hunting, and I spend hours, and it's like, okay, so if I'm around somebody, I can throw it on. It's not that big a deal.
No, it's not.
I will tell you though, the biggest
There's
problem.
JPO.
Hey, what's going on? The biggest problem I had with them is working out in the gym. It's hard to hit the treadmill and run with one of these things on.
Try doing a treadmill for an hour with one on.
Yeah, it stinks, literally.
It literally. What's the word? Deteriorates your mask pretty good.
Yeah,
really quick.
It also it works on your stamina, your cardio, because it's so hard to breathe. There's those they put those runners on those treadmills with these air restriction mouthpieces to get their cardio up. And when they're training, it's like I kind of know how they feel now.
I know,
So.
right? So yeah, no, it's one of those things, but yeah, normal would be good.
So one day, hopefully, we'll get back to normal.
Exactly. So, but the Wolves get saved for a year.
They don't. How do I want to say it? They don't get exposed to being watched,
Right.
so to speak.
Thank you, JPO. If you're both watching, or one of you is watching, I don't know which one. And then also stay tuned. We might have a couple of announcements where you also might be able to hear us, see us down the road. So,
Okay. Folks, I'm sorry. I'm still getting back into the swing of things. I'm trying to read his mind, and we're not on that same simpatico right now. You know?
Right? It'll take us a few weeks, but we'll be there.
It will. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys and gals. Thanks for tuning in. It's a good first week to be back. I really appreciate everybody chiming in tonight with your opinions and thoughts and questions. That's what makes us go. So if there's something out there that's you got on your mind, don't be afraid to drop us a message, or if you've got something you think that might be worthy for getting on the show. I know we've got a couple people we've talked to that were on here tonight that were talked to in the past. We're going to try to get on here. And
Absolutely.
So, we've got some spots that we need to fill, and we just love to talk about the outdoors. If you've been watching this is the first time you've watched us, just stay tuned for more. This is show number 594.
6 to go to 600.
That's right. So another
6 weeks.
Yeah, the end of February we'll be pushing close to 600. So just hang in there with us and see where we go with this. Y'all take care. We'll see y'all again next week.